It is not despicable to live under constraint, and if you wish to find out the truth, know that to live in such a way is not desirable either. To be helpless, to lead a life dominated by constraints, is merely a fact. Indeed, the whole truth. Man is helpless. He wants to break through the barriers imposed on him by his helplessness. On the other hand, nature is bent on keeping him under constraint. Neither man nor nature has a choice in the matter. Both helplessly trudge the path laid out for them. This state of helplessness is not peculiar to man. Every particle in the universe is helpless within its bounds. The stars helplessly revolve in their orbits. The sun has been compelled to go through the unending sequence of rising and setting. It seems as if everything has been pledged to keep within its limits. The river can't help but flow. The birds fly, the fish swim, the winds blow. The rain falls and the mountains are driven like pegs into the earth. All this because none of them has any choice. The sky is high, the earth flat and lowly. In short, everything is pinioned too. It attributes and proceeds on its journey of helplessness according to its disposition and nature. Everyone or every object has been formed in a certain way and can do nothing that is not in consonance with the given form. It is this which results in a man's or an object's helplessness. It is this which establishes a man's or an object's identity. It is this which formulates a man's or an object's essence. A carnivore would rather die than eat grass. The falcon does not feed on carrion. The vulture eats nothing but dead flesh. Neither has any choice. No two men act in an identical manner. Everyone follows a profession peculiar to him. Everyone lives in his own way. The attainments to vary from man to man. The attributes of man differ. Their manners are dissimilar. The man who works hard would certainly be different from one who is a good-for-nothing. How can the sleeper and the awake be equal? Success and failure represent divergent outcomes. While someone throws up his hands in helplessness, another man can be seen forcing his way through the barriers set up by constraints. Man can do whatever he likes. Until now, he has pretty much done whatever he liked, but this very freedom to act is a camouflage which conceals the story of his helplessness. Man may make his way through the vastness of the sky. He may knock at the heaven's gate. He may unravel the mysteries of the universe. He is free to do so. But ultimately, there comes a stage when his freedom and latitude are instrumental in bringing him a message of constraint, and even the free man, who soars high in the sky, is compelled to land on earth and thereafter is swallowed by earth. We have no choice at the beginning and none at the end. Only the span in between consists of freedom. So how much freedom do we have? Man builds a house for himself. He is free. He can design his house in any way he likes. But once he has constructed a certain type of house, he can't make too many changes in it. The thing which has been of his own choosing puts constraints on the owner. As long as someone does not marry, he may regard himself as a free man. He can marry whoever he likes. It is only after the marriage that he becomes conscious of constraints. The wife he acquired of his own free will was, in fact, his helplessness. A style of life which looks free is actually a style of life without choice. It is after completing a journey does a man realize that the only journey ordained for him has been the one he undertook. During the course of his journey, he had come across many roads and felt that he was free to take any of them, but they merely represented possibilities. Reality is a single way, and man is constrained to follow it. Whether he takes it to be freedom, Paul regards it as a constraint. It will remain what it is, a constraint. Everyone's disposition has been predetermined. A miser will always be a miser. Generous person will always be charitable. Those who believe can't help believing. Those who deny can't help denying. The world's flourishes are episodes of constraint. It is constraint which makes the earth a happy abode for the mass of humanity. Even those persons born in the same house and brought up on the same diet are unlikely to have a similar taste or a similar nature. Everyone is born with a nature of his own. His experience is distinct. His fate is distinct. In brief, everyone has been given in pledge to his temperament. Everyone is constrained to act according to his composition. Man's attributes show him the way to freedom, but these attributes are essentially limited and constrained. Man wishes to see across boundless expanses, but his vision is limited. A scene which has been viewed from afar looks different when observed from close up. Moon presents a different appearance when it is viewed from far away, but wears a different look when seen from a close range. Our vision is an illusion. What we see is a deceitful semblance created by our eyes. The matter does not end here. Our eyesight is not only limited, but it also begins to weaken after a while. But the deterioration is not confined to the eyesight only. Other organs begin to debilitate also. We try to take care of our health, and our effort ultimately brings about a total breakdown of our constitution. The very process of guarding our life leads to insecurity. We are gradually robbed of our assets and stripped of our authority. With the weakening of our eyesight, our faces lose their bloom. Even if we become immune to outside threats, hazards within continue to sound their alarm. Just as wormwood eat through wood, similarly apprehensions, nameless and unknown apprehensions, sap our confidence. We are free indeed, but it is a very circumscribed freedom. We can't step out of its circumscription. We are fenced in by the earth and sky. Similarly, we are fenced in by our circumstances and our thinking. We can't get out of our own self. We can't outgrow our stature. We can't overstep our limits. The frontier of gain and loss is the limit of our deeds. We can't become indifferent to our near ones, nor can we transform total strangers into our dear ones. Our acquisitions barred, are limited, and our desires endless. We can't bring the tale of our life to a completion. For some, the beginning is missing. For others, the ending. The way we travel upon is the one where we are finally wrong. Our being becomes non-being, and we stop being ourselves. All freedoms look illusory, but we have been commanded to remember that we shall be held answerable for our actions in life. Man becomes what he tries to be, neither more nor less. Here is something worth pondering upon. Here is a message of freedom for those who are fenced in by constraints. What a peculiar state of affairs, really. Man is held answerable for the freedom he has been given. The burden of answerability is imposed in direct proportion to the freedom received. In the limited span of life, we are held accountable for our deeds with reference to what we had actually intended and what we finally achieved. We must eat, that is to say, eating is a constraint, but we are at liberty to differentiate between lawful and unlawful food. Man can't survive without food. But what sort of food should it be? Permissible or forbidden? We shall be held answerable for what we choose as our sustenance. We shall be held accountable for the way we treat others. We shall be held answerable for our observance or otherwise of the rituals of worship. Everyone is held accountable to the extent he has the capability of doing something. A blind man can't be held responsible for things which require the assistance of eyesight. We are held accountable only about how we use what we have been given. All that we naturally acquire is a state of helplessness, and it is up to us to make use of it in any way we like. Yet we are answerable for it also. Our freedom lies in what use we make of our constraints. What did we see with our eyes? Did we visit places of holy nature, or see only the flesh pots which cater to the basest instincts? What use did we make of our transitory life? Did we spend it in complaining, grumbling, whining, yielding to despair or rebelling? Or did we spend it in giving thanks, hoping, submitting to the will of God and praying? Those who set out to find came upon the mystery of life while the wastrels departed, after making a hash of themselves, leaving behind them nothing but desolation. Someone has said that since we must die, all action is immaterial. To counter this, someone else remarked that as death is inevitable, it becomes incumbent upon us to do something. There are men who feel helpless in this life, full of constraints, and are never able to overcome their despair. Then there are men who in this life of constraints don't allow the lights of love to go out, remain active and dynamic, and turn both the present life and the one to come into a triumph. Constraint and freedom are the names of man's modes, of thinking. Those who rebel against the Creator want all kinds of liberties for themselves, but are held up at every step by constraints. Those who submit to His will and are at peace with the constraints are introduced at every step to new liberties. Man's predicament is very peculiar. Life is impermanent, while the desire to live forever becomes more and more dominant in man's thoughts. Man wants to be made permanent before he retires. The worldly life is conditioned by impermanence. No one has been able to live forever. He who comes must go. He who is born must die. But roses of freedom also spring forth from the soil of constrained life. It is a matter of feeling, of adopting a certain attitude. Life is destined to be full of constraints, and yet it is characterized by freedom. We can neither sleep nor keep awake forever. Only he who accepts with joy the eternal system, life can be at repose. The men of God The men of love, the men of passion, have shown us how to transform the suffocation and constraints of life into a paean of freedom. In this abode of extinction, the travelers of existence without end are freed from constraints. When they cease to be, they live on forever as fond memories in the hearts of those who love them. Love turns the powerless into persons of authority. Passionate love is set free from the bondage of constraints. The free man is a man of love. The gluttonous remains under constraints forever.